Hello dear students, hope you all are doing good. So welcome to another interesting chemistry class. So are you all ready? Okay. So what are you all looking at? Yes, here there is a beautiful picture of ornaments, right? What are the ornaments present in that picture? Can you tell me? Yes, there's a golden ring. There's a silver anklet. Yes, there is one more image that. What is that? Yes, it is diamond. Okay, so diamonds are also used to make ornaments, right? You might have noticed someone wearing diamond rings, diamond necklaces. Okay, so now everyone please observe this picture. What is this? Yes, someone told the answer. Yes, very good. This is periodic table. Okay, so in your second chapter, that is chapter Basic Constituents of Matter, you have learned about elements, right? Okay, so periodic table is a tabular display of chemical elements. Periodic table is a tabular display of chemical elements. So now we discussed some elements, right? What were those? Gold, silver. So can you just identify all these elements in the periodic table? Where are they present? Can you identify that? Okay. So in the periodic table, you can see the chemical symbols of all the elements, right? So what is the chemical symbol for gold? Yes? Yes, it is Au. Au is the chemical symbol for gold. So what is the chemical symbol for silver? Silver. Yes, Ag is the chemical symbol for silver. So can you identify these elements in the periodic table? Where is silver present? Yes, it is just above gold, right? Okay, so very good. So you all know some of the elements, right, in the periodic table. So now everyone, please take down your notebooks. Okay, so now you can just write down the elements that are already known to you from this periodic table. Okay, from this periodic table you can just write down the elements which are already known to you. There are many elements, right? Can you just name them? Yes, oxygen. We do breathe in oxygen, right? Okay, then hydrogen, iron, aluminium, copper. Yes, someone told mercury. Yes, what is the chemical symbol of mercury? Yes, very good. It is Hg. So can you identify where Hg is present here? Okay. So just before we have discussed about diamond, right? Where is diamond in the periodic table? Can you find diamond? No? Why is it so? Why diamond is not included in periodic table? Okay, you can just find out the answer and tell me in the next class. Okay? Okay. So now you have written down a lot of elements that you know, right? So now can you tell me which of these elements are metals? You have already learned about metals in your lower classes, right? You already know some names. They are familiar to you, right? Metals are familiar to you. So you can just list down some names of metals that you know. Okay, good. So now, what is this picture? Yes, what is he doing? Yes, he is heating an iron rod, and what is he doing? He is beating it hard to make tools of different shapes, right? Okay, so what is this iron? Yes, very good. It is a metal. So in the same way, the metals can be used for different purposes in our daily life. So metals have a lot of uses and it is very important in our daily life. So now let me ask you all a question. how do you identify whether an element is a metal or not? Yes? Yes, someone told. Yes, you can just test whether it is hard or not. Okay, then some stones are very hard, right? Are they metals? No, they are not metals. So how can we identify metals? Metals? Yes, metals have some common special properties, right? So today, in this chapter named as metals, we'll learn about some common metals that we come across in our daily life, and we'll also discuss about its special properties and uses. Okay? So metals have chemical and physical properties. Okay, so today in this class we learn about the physical properties of metal. Okay, physical properties of metal. So can anyone tell me what is a physical property? What is a physical property? Yes, it is a property which can be easily identified, right? So physical property is something which can be easily identified. Okay, so now can you tell me some properties of metals? Do you know any properties of metals? Yes? Yes, there is a collage given you in your textbook. Please observe that. What is there in that? There are some pictures, right? What is that? There are metal nails, right? Okay, which metal is used to make that nails? Yes? Iron. Yes, very good. Iron. Then there are also some wires, and there are also some tools, right? You can see there are some tools like scissors, axe. So what are all these materials made up of? Yes, they are made up of metals. Which metal? Yes, very good. Iron. So there is also a picture of vessels, right? Kitchen vessels. What are they made up of? Yes, they are made up of, they can be made up of copper, yes, aluminium, iron, yes, very good. So all these are metals. So you can also see golden bangles there, right? So there are a lot of metals present, and there are a lot of uses, and there are a lot of metals that we use in our daily life for different purposes. Okay? Okay. So now, what is this? Yes? Yes, someone told the answer, yes? Yes, it is a packing foil, right? Yes. What is it made up of? Anyone knows? It is made up of a metal called aluminium. They are aluminium foils. They are used to pack food items. Okay? They are aluminium foils, and aluminium is a metal. So here you can see these foils are very thin, right? So they are very thin. So how can we make these thin sheets out of metals? Yes? Yes, we can beat it hard, right? Yes, we can beat it hard. So now I am taking an aluminium wire. Okay, now I am taking an aluminium wire, and now I am going to hit it hard. I am going to beat it hard. What happens? Yes, it will become flattened and it will become thin. Yes, very good. So I am taking an iron nail, and again I am beating it hard. What happens? Yes, it will become flattened and thin, right? Okay, so now I am taking a piece of coal and I am beating it hard. What happens? Will it get a thin shape? Yes? Will it become a thin sheet? No, it will get, yes, it will get powdered, right? So the metals have an ability to be beaten it has a property to be beaten into thin sheets, right? So the property of metals, where metals can be beaten into thin sheets, is known as malleability. It is known as malleability. Okay, it's a new word, you can just note it down. Okay, what is malleability? The property of metal where metal can be beaten into thin sheets. Okay, so now can you tell me some examples where we use this property of malleability? Yes? Yes. In roofing sheets, chocolate wrappers, as aluminium foils. Okay, very good. So now can you tell me which is the most malleable metal? Which is the most malleable metal? Gold. Gold is the most malleable metal. Okay, gold is the most malleable metal. So we all use golden ornaments, right? So it is most malleable metal. So it can be used to make ornaments. Okay, so now we have discussed what is malleability. So now, have you seen metal rods? Metal rods used for construction purposes, and you also might have seen in windows this iron rods. Yes, right? Okay, so the metals can not only be beaten into thin sheets, but it can also be drawn into thin rods. Okay, so the property of metal where it can be drawn into thin wires is known as ductility. It is known as ductility. Okay, so can you tell me some examples where this property of ductility is used in our daily life? Yes, windows, gates, yes, metal nails, safety pins, yes, golden ornaments. So gold is also a very good ductile metal. Okay, so now what is this picture? Yes, it is a bulb, right? What type of bulb is it? It is an incandescent bulb, or it is also known as a filament bulb. So nowadays we use mostly CFL or LED bulbs. So now look carefully into this. What can you see inside that? There is a filament, right? Can you tell me out of which material is this filament made? Yes, someone told it's a metal. Yes, very good. It's a metal. Which metal? Does anyone know? Okay, it is made up of a metal known as tungsten. Okay, the filament of incandescent bulb is made up of a metal called tungsten. Okay, so which property of tungsten is used here to make filaments? Yes, the highest ductile property of tungsten is used here. Okay, very good. So now, at the beginning of this class, we have discussed another one property. Okay, now before going into that, let me ask one more question. Which is the most ductile metal? Yes, does anyone know? It is platinum, okay? A metal called as platinum is the most ductile metal. So now tell me, we have discussed another one property at the beginning of our class. What was that? Yes, hardness, right? Metals are mostly hard in nature. But does all metals are hard? No, right? Some metals are not that harder. Metals like sodium, some metals like sodium can be easily cut with a knife. Okay, so they are known as soft metals because they are not as hard as iron, aluminium and copper, which cannot be cut with a knife. Okay, so such metals which are not that harder and can be easily cut with a knife, those metals are known as soft metals because they are soft. Okay, so another example of soft metal is potassium. Okay, but this iron, aluminium, copper and most of the metals are hard. Okay, so another property is hardness. Okay, so now we discussed malleability property. ductility, and now hardness. Okay, so now we discussed about sodium metal, right? Okay, have you seen a sodium metal? When a sodium metal is cut, what happens to the new surface formed? What is its nature? Yes, it is shiny appearance. Is it right? It has a shiny appearance. Okay, so sodium is a metal and it has a shiny appearance when it is cut. The new surface formed has a shiny appearance. So the metals has an ability to have shiny appearance. So this property of metals is known as metallic luster. Metallic luster. Okay? This property of metals is known as metallic luster. Okay. So now we have discussed. What all did we discuss? Malleability, ductility, hardness, metallic luster. Okay? Is it clear? Okay. So now, just before, we have discussed about a bulb. Which was that? Yes? Which was that? Yes, that was incandescent bulb, right? Incandescent bulb. So, how does this bulb glow? How does this bulb glow? When electricity is passed through it, it glows, right? Is it right? So, the filament allows the electricity to pass through it. So, what is this filament made up of? Yes, tungsten metal. Yes, very good. So, it is made up of tungsten metal. So, this tungsten is a very good conductor of electricity. Therefore, it allows the electricity to pass through it. Okay? So, metals are good conductors of electricity. So, you might have also seen copper wires, right? Copper wires. Yes. So, copper wires are good conductors of electricity. Therefore, copper is used to make electric wires. Okay, copper is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, so now can you tell me which is the metal which is having the highest electrical conductivity? Yes? It is silver. Okay, silver is having the highest electrical conductivity. Now you may think, why then we are not using silver to make electrical wires, right? Why don't we use? Can you tell me? Yes, someone told the answer. Yes, it is very expensive. So, commonly we use copper because it is less expensive when compared to that of silver and it is mostly available. It is easily available. Okay? Okay, so now we have discussed about the electrical conductivity. Metals are good electrical conductors. So now let me ask you all something. You all have seen the vessels used in the kitchen, right? What are these vessels made up of? Yes, they are made up of metals. What type of metals are used to make vessels? Yes, aluminium, iron, there are iron vessels. Yes, copper vessels. Yes, very good. So now, why do we use these metals to make vessels? So now we have discussed many properties, right? Like malleability, ductility. So is it the reasons why we use metals to make these vessels? Or is there any other important reason? Yes. To cook food, what do we need? Yes, very good. It should be a good conductor of heat, right? The vessels should be a good conductor of heat. Only then we can easily cook food, right? So, metals are good conductors of heat. That's why we use metals to make vessels. So, is it the only required property? Or is there any other important property? it also has high melting point. Okay, it should not melt fast. So metals have high melting point and they are good conductors of heat. That's why they are used to make kitchen utensils. Okay, is it clear? Okay, good. So now let me ask you all a question. Have you all seen bells? All of you might have seen bells, right? Because it is present in your school, right? School bells you have seen? Yes. Which type of material is used to make those bells? Is it metals? Yes, very good. It is metals. Okay. So now I am taking a wooden piece instead of a metal. And now I am going to tap it with a hard material. Does it produce sound as high as that of a metal? No, right? So metals have an ability to produce sound when it is tapped with a hard material. So this property of metal is known as sonority. This property of metal is known as sonority. Sonority. Okay? Okay, so metals have a lot of special properties, right? So that's why we use metals for different purposes in our daily life. So what all properties did we discuss now? Yes, first we discussed malleability. The property of metal to be beaten into thin sheets is known as malleability. What is ductility? Yes? Yes, very good. Yes. Yes, the property of metal where it can be drawn into thin fine wires is known as ductility. Then mostly the metals are hard, right? So the metals have metallic luster, that is, it has an ability to have a shiny appearance. It has a property to have shiny appearance, that is known as metallic luster. Okay, then they are good conductors of heat and they have high melting point, right? Then they are good conductors of electricity, right? They are good conductors of electricity and they have a property known as sonority, right? Is it right? What is sonority? The ability of the metal to produce sound when it is tapped with a hard material. So, are all these properties clear to you? Yes, it is really interesting, right? The metals have a very special properties. Okay, so now there is a table here given here. You can just take down your notebooks, okay, then write this and write the answers, okay. Then tell me the answers. Okay. Everyone wrote it? Okay, good. Then tell me the answer. First one. Yes. Gold. What is the property that gold possesses? Yes, it is malleable. Yes. It is also ductile. Yes. Very good. So, why is it used? It is also lustrous, right? Yes, it is also lustrous. That's why it is used to make ornaments, right? It is used to make ornaments. Okay. So, next one. Yes, copper. Copper, it is ductile. Yes, it has electrical conductivity. Yes, it is used to make. It also has one more property. It conducts heat, right? Okay, it is used to make electric wires, utensils. Yes, very good. Yes, so you all know the answers. So next one, aluminium. Yes. Yes, it is good conductor of heat. It is malleable. Okay, so it is used to make, yes, kitchen utensils. Okay, then next one, zinc. Zinc. Yes, it has electrical conductivity. Yes, it is used to make electrical equipments. Okay, So now iron, yes. Iron, it has S. It is a good conductor of heat. Yes, it is malleable. Okay. Yes, it is used to make, yes, thin rods, utensils, kitchen utensils. Okay, very good. So, you all have understood all these concepts, right? So, for your homework, as a follow-up activity, you can just write down the uses of metals, and you can just write down a short summary of physical properties of metals and where do we use these metals. Okay, you can just write down the examples for each of this property which we have not discussed today in this class. Okay? Okay, so thank you all. Thank you all.